Yeah, let me get my throat cleared just a little bit here. Woo. Oh my gosh. Mm. So it's been an hour since drank the yeah, clean out liquid. Okay. It's starting to feel like a problem. anyway, so yeah, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. This is Cassandra Williamson. I'm coming to you from Mudlick in Hardy, Kentucky, and which is in Pike County, Kentucky, close to the border with West Virginia. The Tug River separates us. But I want to give you a quick family update. The first thing, and this is hugely important. Um, First, Mom and Irma and my cousin are doing all right, relatively speaking. Mom's a little disconnected from everything because she has a hard time seeing and hearing too. And then my sister, obviously Irma, she has a difficulty getting around. Uh, so, I mean, she gets in a wheelchair and goes anywhere she wants to go. I mean, all over the place. But she's got her schedule upside down. She's awake at night and sleeps some in the day, mostly in the day. But she's doing all right too. But my brother Gideon, on the other hand, got some serious concerns, worried about for sure. Um, let's see, the doctors want him to do another stress test um, because they think they may have some blockage in his heart somewhere. So they want to check that out. And on top of all that, he's already got problems with his right lung. But then a scan, I think it was last week maybe or something like that, it was recently, showed that there were some masses on his left lung as well. So they can't really go in and do a lung biopsy on any of that kind of stuff to see what's going on because they're afraid they may puncture it and then the lung would collapse. So yeah, they're going to be doing another scan. I'm not sure which one, a CAT scan or something. They're going to do one of the scans and see what's going on. They're really concerned about all of that with everything going on with his heart and his lungs. Yeah, it's a definitely very concerning. And so those are the priorities that I have right here. Taking, being here for them, making sure that they're getting what they need and all that kind of stuff as much as I can. And also with my cousin Lois, she's good. She's good. Yeah, just she sleeps a lot too. But she's 80 something years old. She can do whatever the heck she wants, right? So, with a family update, I'm all right, by the way. I'm all right, by the way. Yes. This past month has been somewhat interesting in that, let me see, on the 15th, my son turned 40. And then on the 25th, my middle daughter turned, I think, 37. And then my oldest grandchild turned 18 on the 29th. And then next weekend, on the 6th of August, my oldest daughter will turn, she's 39. She'll be 39, 38 or 39. 39. But it's just time is flying by, We've got so many kids and grandkids around. There's 4 kids, 8 grandkids, and we are all over the country. All of us are associated in some way, most of us anyway, with the military. 3/4 of us are, three quarters of us are. So we've got the National Guard covered with one daughter and her longtime boyfriend, and might as well be. Well, they've been together 15, 16 years, I guess, something like that. But anyway, so yeah, and then another daughter, her husband's in the National Guard, and then has been active duty several times over into the Middle East. And then my son is 9.5 years in the Air Force. sit in the right seat of predators. And he was, in my opinion, one of the best. And yeah, wrote the book on it for the Air Force on a lot of that. He sure did. So all of us have been connected to the military in some way, or three-fourths of us have been. And so, yeah, I mean, we are a family that's committed to being there for our nation and for the people of this nation. And even if you disagree with us, we've still served for that right. You know, you have every right to do that, to disagree, and that's fine too. Do whatever you want. Just don't shove your ideology down my throat. Yeah, I know that kind of turns it around backwards from what a lot of people hear from me, or anyone really, anyone actually. We hear a lot of people saying, you know, don't shove that LGBT stuff down our throat. Well, I'm going to turn it back around. I don't want to hear your ideologies either. And who I am is not an ideology, by the way. It's just a matter of fact. There are some things that people have made a choice to believe and follow, and those are ideologies. But this is not a choice, folks. No matter what you think about it, it is not a choice. So let's have a little conversation about this person. Let me pull it up. Pull her up here on the screen. Oh, I bet you've seen a lot about this, huh? This is Sydney Sweeney. And I want to make it very clear. She has absolutely nothing to do with my EGD and colonoscopy prep that I started at 5 o'clock an hour ago. Absolutely nothing. But the little comment that I put on there with that is that the left and the right have gone bonkers over this stuff with American Eagle and the fact that Sydney Sweeney is there and this promotion of the genes and stuff. GENE and the JEANS. So look, I mean, leave them alone. Come on, that's just a bunch of crap. You're going out there. The left is hollering at her for all kinds of reasons, and the left is going crazy over all of this, and all they're doing is just feeding each other stupidity. Really, that's what it is. So that's a load of crap. So that's how it ties in with my colonoscopy prep. Okay, what's going on with Sydney Sweeney with American Eagle? And you can find her on their website, by the way. It's www.ae.com. www.ae.com. Go over there and buy their jeans or something, whatever you want to do. But stop with all the crap about this says that, and this is portraying that thing, and this is doing that. I mean, that is just so asininely stupid. Literally, really is. That's the left and the right have gone bonkers over that. Phew. Oh my gosh. So let's get back over to this next. And here we go. My colonoscopy had more viewers than this show. Well, I've had one colonoscopy in the past. Okay. Well, one or two. One. But here's the thing. I woke up during that thing in the middle of the procedure. I know they can mildly sedate you and all that. They don't have to put you out, but they put me out completely. But then I woke up in about the middle of the procedure. And you know how I know it was the middle of the procedure? Because they had a big monitor right in front of me. I'm laying on my side, facing this big monitor that's on the hanging down in the operating room. And I said this out loud. I said, wow, that's an interesting view. And then that's the last thing I remember. They knocked me out again. But they were in. After it was over, obviously, I said, hey, look, that's the closest anything like that's ever been down there. So I won't have to take this guy home with me and hang him on the wall. Yep. That's a pretty close encounter right there. So that's coming up. And I've already started the prep on this. And something, Oh, that first bottle it's grape flavored or something, or maybe it's really just sour citrusy flavor. It's like, ugh, my goodness, and you take the 3 Dulcosate pills, and it's like, okay, all right, I hope I can make it through this show. I hope so. So, I've got a joke for you. And if you read the little paper thing, the blog post I put out, you know what's coming, right? So, there's this teacher who never farts in public. You know why that teacher never farts in public? Because she's a private tutor. Oh my God. And I stole that. I blatantly just absolutely copied and stole that whole little joke from these 2 girls over on Facebook, the Harp Twins. They play harps together, and they do a lot of heavy metal kind of Swedish sounding harps and musicians with them. But one of the twins always tells these jokes, and it's like a dad joke, but for twin girls. And it's so funny to watch the reactions and stuff and how it all goes down, because it's just, it's silly and funny. But something, that teacher doesn't fart in public. I mean, absolutely is a private tutor. And here's another one they said too. They told this one, and it stuck in my head. Do you know why the inventors of the Ferris wheel, and the inventor of the merry-go-round never met? Do you know that? They run in different circles. Those are the kind of things that just make me, I get a kick out of them. I do. It's just funny. But these days, the reason I share all these different things like that is, one, I want you to know that life is real. And there's a lot of stuff going on in our country that's targeting trans Americans. Transgender Americans are under attack by this country, by the Trump administration specifically, and the Heritage Foundation, even more specifically. They're constantly under attack. And every day you will find something or hear something over on Fox News or the Daily Caller or from the Heritage Foundation or a number of other conservative outlets, and they are constantly going after trans people. They cannot have a program without mentioning trans people. And every time I hear it, it's like, oh, not again. Jeez. And I know how that can drive you down. That can really put a lot of pressure on you. And it places a lot of demands on your ability to be strong and resilient and to overcome those kind of things. It can be dangerous. And I know that. I'm well aware of it. So I want to offer you a way around all of that kind of thing. One is you can turn off the news, but I don't have that particular luxury, because I do try to stay up to date on everything that's going on. So I constantly hear these attacks on trans Americans, and it is just like a weight is being thrown at you. And all you can do is go, oh, not again. These people can't shut up. I mean, it honors me. It really is honoring to me that so many people on the right have allowed me to occupy so much real estate in their heads. And all I'm doing is just being me. I'm trying to take care of family. I'm right here telling some stupid jokes every now and then. And, funny. I'm letting you know I've got a colonoscopy tomorrow. I've already told you that about what's going on with my brother, mom, sister, and cousin. That's why I'm here in Eastern Kentucky as their caregiver. Well, except for my cousin, she pretty much can take care of herself. She doesn't live in the same house, by the way. But anyway, so those things and getting out and going and talk to people. And I mean, today I had tires put on. I bought a set of tires and the new wheels. And my brother would ordinarily do all these things, and he's that's what he loves to do, is work on cars and things. He's really good at it. And so what I do today, I just took it down to the Tire Man downtown in downtown Williamson, West Virginia, which is in Mingo County along the Tug River. For those of you who don't know, it's a quaint little town. There used to be a lot of bustling activity in the town, but it was all coal mine activity, and it was dusty and dirty. But now it's not like that. The air is crisp and clean. You can breathe around here. As a matter of fact, I'm going on a side tangent right here, right now. See, about more than 10 years ago, I was in the hospital for lung problems. I couldn't breathe. But I was there because I'd been working with some sheetrock, and the sheetrock dust really just put me in the hospital. I was in ICU for 10 days. But they finally did, several months later, they did a lung biopsy and determined that I had anthracite in my lungs. And I never did work around all these mines and stuff like that, not in any big way. I mean, I went and helped Dad. I've been inside some mines. Yeah. I've been in prep plants, the things like that, but I never spent my life there like my brother has, and my dad did. And apparently that stuff doesn't go away. It gets in your lungs and it stays. That anthracite is coal dust. And I got a lot of that from growing up, a lot of that from just helping out around the mines. So it was in the air then, but now it's clear. The air is just, the vitality of it, and not just the vibrance of all of this, is so much better than it ever was here. So people go out on ATVs all the time now, more than mining. But back to the tire thing. Okay, I want to finish that particular story. Here's the thing. I've dealt with them before. I had them change some tires on my Jaguar one time in the past, so a couple of times. And but I don't know if they remembered me or not. It's been a year or so, more probably. They do a lot of work. So I end up this time, I've got my little Mini over there, and I wanted to change all the wheels and all the tires. And these are redneck men, and every single one of them is respectful, decent human beings. Everything, they're talking to each other about what I need, and they're talking to me, and they address me as Cassandra, or as this is what she wants, and that kind of stuff. They get it, and they're respectful about it. And I'm using this voice too. And it's just like, why can't we have people in the country like that? Just like that. Why is that so hard to be decent human beings toward other people? If Robert wanted you to say that wanted you to call him Bob because, he didn't want to offend his dad or disrespect his dad, who was Robert the First, would you call the person Bob? Yeah, you would. Yeah, it's because he asked you to. Likewise, how about, let me see. Let's see. Do any of you know who EGD Bowman is? Huh. Some of you don't probably, do you? Well, EGD Bowman is the Vice President of the United States right now. And he has asked you to call him J.D. Vance. Will you disrespect him and call him J.D. Bowman? Because that was on his original birth certificate. Yeah, really. Yeah, it really was. So I try to tell stories like that because, you need to see that right here in these hills, people, and by the way, Vance's side of his family actually came from here in Mingo County, West Virginia, and Pike County, Kentucky. They're here. Then they moved down into Kentucky, and he doesn't know of his connections back to here in the hills unless his grandmother told him. But yeah, we're related distantly. Oh my God, should I ever say that out loud? But then again, I will say this too. My children, all four of them, and my grandchildren, they are related to Joseph Robinette Biden. But they're also, with me, related to Vice President Vance. Oh my God, it's just funny. Funny. But you find ways to lighten whatever it is you're dealing with, and you don't let the media push you down. You don't let people push you down. Most people are just respectful human beings, and that's the way they are. Every single man down there, and there were a bunch of them who were there at that tire man place, they all treated me with complete respect and dignity, exactly the way I would want to be treated and the way you would want to be treated. You know, I don't know what they said behind closed doors. I don't know what they said back there when they were putting the tires on the balancing beam or whatever that darn thing is. I don't know what they said back there, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me that was said back there if it was said at all. But all of their conversations were with me were good, decent, respectful, one human being to another. I mean, what's the deal with that? Why can't the rest of the country get it? I don't know. But they want to make a big deal out of something that is of no concern to them. Not these people there at the Tire Man place, but from the Heritage Foundation and Hegseth and Doug Collins at the VA and all of these people. They can't get us out of their heads. I wish that they could just come here and engage with people in these hollers and hills and valleys along the river right here in West Virginia and Kentucky. Good people here. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff too. But I dare say that most of the people, even those who are flying their rebel flags, and there are some here, they are here. I've seen them recently. So I dare say that I haven't done this. I could walk right up and just start a conversation and carry on a conversation with them, as me, with this voice and everything like that. And they are just going to be decent people. Decent people. Live and let live kind of people. So in closing with all of this, since it's already 22 minutes into this thing, remember to find ways to have some joy and peace in your life. Sometimes that might mean shutting off your social media and shutting off the news and shutting off different things like that. Get out and see people and let them know you're real, that we are real. I talk to people all the time. I mean, I'll give you another example. Yesterday, I went to Tudor's Biscuit World, and there were two young ladies there. They were getting ready to close, but I went there, and I'm talking like this. I'm ordering the stuff that we needed and all of that for mom and my sister, and so we get into a conversation about all kinds of different things, and so I start telling them about me, just the process of how I got here, stuff like, because they were fascinated by all those things. I don't care to talk to them about any of it. And they're decent. Every person has been decent and respectful. The only ones who aren't are the ones sitting in our government right now or in the halls of the Heritage Foundation. And yeah, I've been there. I've been inside the Heritage Foundation, as a matter of fact. But anyway, I want to call it a day because the bathroom is starting to call. I've already taken the 3 pills and that other liquid stuff that you have to drink. And yeah, so I'm going to have to start thinking about some serious jokes. Let me leave you with this one right here. I don't know if I showed you this or not. Is that the one I didn't? Okay. So the colonoscopy is going to take a bit longer than usual, the doctor says. Your wife asked me to see if I can determine how you are able to talk out of there. Okay. See, I don't know about tomorrow. The noontime show, I'm not too sure about just yet. I know I'll be sedated and everything like that. And what we got over here? J.D. Bowman's wife better watch out for her husband. He's going for her wardrobe next. He has to have something to do with his smoky eye look. I know everybody comments on his lashes and I mean, they're just so thick and dark, and you can, yeah. I mean, I wish mine were that thick and dark. But I will call him Vance because that's what he wants to be called, and he legally changed it. Like me, I legally changed my name too. Everything about it. So, as much as I disdain the Opus Dei approach that he has to everything, I will respect the fact that he wants to be called JD Vance, Vice President JD Vance. All right, everybody. Junior, that was a good one. See you later. Bye bye.